Okay. I am finally at the part of my coaching that I have been waiting for and that I have been wanting to talk to Brendon for quite a while, but even though I have seen it in my mind and thought about what I wanted to do with him, I actually never visualized the first time that Brendon would get to hear my voice and under what circumstances it would be. And so I'm finding that I'm having difficulty because as those who know me and those who are getting to know me realize I'm very emotional and I cry a lot, and the last I'm at a point where I have realized my entire life has been absolutely perfect. Because it brought me here. It wasn't easy, but it was exactly as it needed to be. And I realized that I have been growing, gestating for a very long time. But the last phase, or the last phase that I have gone through, I have seen the most rapid growth, which is so appropriate because I've lived my life taking care of children and infants especially, and so I know how rapid the growth is. In the last trimester, right before they're born, it's amazing. And so I feel like the last 3 months, it's been 3 months since I started working with a coach, because I can't say that it's only been 3 months that I've been working Brendon's program, because I discovered it and had no idea about this portion of it, and I just started doing the work. And so when I started doing when I had the opportunity to actually have a coach help me through, my progress has been, I can't say, the only word I can say is, it's been warp speed. I have felt like I have been on the best roller coaster ride. And I love roller coaster rides, so it has not been scary. It's been very exciting. But I feel like, oof, working with a coach, I think just accelerated my growth, my progress, and getting me to this point of, honestly, I feel so complete, and I believe I'm exactly where I need to be. I'm where I'm supposed to be. And so I believe that my life has gone exactly as it's meant to be. So it's been perfect. Not easy, but it was perfect. I started making a video diary because my brain has, whenever I have been inspired in the past to journal, I've been able to write as the thoughts came to me quite easily. I believe that my growth in the last 6 months has reached a point to where, to use a term that I love and have been using, it's not my own, it's Dr. Joe Dispenza's, but I've been getting downloads, and my brain is getting these downloads so quickly that I definitely could not write fast enough to be able to get out what was coming in. And the thing is I still have a difficult time being able to verbalize what is coming in. And so I have the tendency to go off and on tangents, because as I'm saying one thing and having one aha moment, something else is coming in and I go, oh my gosh, there's that, and I completely forget what it was and that I was on. I come back, but I take the scenic route. And so that's the reason why so many of my videos seem such a hot mess and all over the place. Because the other point of me making these videos and putting them on is because I am going through so many changes and have made so many changes in my life, and I wanted a video documentation, but I also wanted to share it because I thought maybe somebody would be interested in someone who's been in the same career for 35 years, completely leaving a very fulfilling career, liquidating her retirement to go in a completely new direction, and having faith that it was all going to work out, because I, for the first time, I felt I was called to do it. It was my purpose. And if for no one else but my family, who I don't get to see and maybe don't understand the changes that they see because they don't live close to me anymore, maybe at some point they would see this. Anyway, see, there I go. Rambling on. But I'm finally at the point in my work that I get to leave a message for Brendon. And what I'm supposed to do is, in 5 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes, I'm supposed to say or share how Brendon's program has helped me, what it has helped me discover, any aha moments, and oh my goodness, I have been, sorry for the stuffiness, I have been working with one of Brendon's coaches through, I don't know what it's called right now. I just know it's his high performance academy. It's his life work on how to help people improve and become successful in whatever way success looks to you. So I had no idea, to be quite honest. Actually, it's funny because I didn't really have a clear picture of how it would turn out. All I know is that I needed to get my babies held, and I needed to get them taken care of. And I didn't know how to do it, and I needed help. I knew where I wanted to go, and I knew I had some key components, but I didn't have enough, or I didn't think I had enough. I started working Brendon's program before I started working Brendon's program, in that from the first time I heard Brendon's voice, because the first book I ever listened to or heard of Brendon was his Audible book on the 6 Habits of Growth. And I got sucked in. Something in the way Brendon spoke, and the tone in his voice, and the fact that it was his own voice. Literally, I had a physical response. Because what and how he said it rang so true that my heart recognized it immediately. Oh, if I could only tell you the number of times that I was listening in my car and going, how do you know what's going on in my head? These things have been going on in my head for years. You are reading my mind. And so I hadn't even finished listening to not his first book, the first book by him, when I went back and downloaded everything that had been written by him, which that's my pattern, and my growth started several years ago, before COVID. Right before COVID. And the first book that I downloaded 5 different, for me it was self-improvement, motivational books. And I downloaded 5. And the first one was the 4 Agreements. And the last one was the 6 Habits of Growth. I fell in love with the 4 Agreements, and I listened to it 3 times. Because it's a very quick, very, very quick listen. And I listened to it 3 times, I think, in the first week, because I would stop. It was also very emotional for me. But I downloaded everything by Don Miguel Ruiz, and that is my pattern. When I find a book that moves me, an author that moves me, I consume everything I can by them. And so it took me a little while, it took me a couple of years to get to Brendon's book. And Life's Golden Ticket was actually the last book of Brendon's that I'd listened to, but I was already well into all of his methods and frameworks. And so by the time I got to Life's Golden Ticket, I was already all in. And I was with his help, I was doing the work, before I even ever found out about this opportunity, or exactly what a life coach was. I didn't know what a life coach was. I had heard people say that they were life coaches, didn't know what it was until I started to become familiar with Brendon. I've pretty much lived in the healthcare bubble since I was 18. Anyway, I feel like I'm gonna try to be as direct as possible and not go off on tangents, because this is very important, and I don't want to keep trying over and over again. And the thing is I should probably get dressed and make sure I'm presentable, and I may, depending on how this turns out, because right now this is a video diary vlog, because I have to I have to get it while it's in my mind and I was inspired. So I have come to the way that I explain the unexplainable sometimes, or the difficult to explain. I always use some type of analogy or metaphor. It really has served me well in my work, because I've had to learn how to speak to people about some pretty technical things that they're very technical, but they're very important, and I need to explain it in a way that they will understand what's going on with their children, and why I do or had to do the things that I did that seemed like were painful or uncomfortable for the children, or why it was important for their children when they were old enough, not infants, to do the exercises or the therapies that we were doing. So it comes very easy to me, and it always has. I realize now. My favorite stories were like Aesop's fables and all of those stories that taught a lesson. I also grew up listening to Bible stories. And so the things that taught me were parables and metaphors. Sorry, I'm just connecting more dots and understanding. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. So for me to be able to put in words the things that I believe in my heart, I use parables. And the parable that I use for what is the meaning of life is what is the meaning of life, or what is my purpose? Everybody asks, what is my purpose? I truly believe that the answer is the same for everyone. But our lives are algorithms, and each one of our algorithms are different. The sum or the result is the exact same for everyone. It's the algorithms that are different. And some have a very short algorithm, very simple, and they get to their purpose. And the purpose of life, the meaning of life, what we were all meant to do is to be as happy and experience as much joy and be full of as much love as possible. And then we're supposed to share it and show other people how to feel it, to be happy, and to be loved. That is what I believe in my heart is everyone's purpose. That is the meaning of life, is love. We're all supposed to feel and share love, being loved and loving. And I believe that it is our responsibility to pass it on. So once we get our algorithm figured out, it doesn't end there. We're supposed to help the next person figure out theirs. And so how I have come to explain it to myself or to other people when asked is, I just have had a very long and complicated algorithm, and I finally figured it out. And so now I can't help it. It's my job. It's my purpose. It's what is to share it and help other people solve their algorithm so that they too can feel this and share this, because it's so healing. And right now there's so many who need to be healed and who need comfort and need somebody to hold their hand and say, you're not bad, you're worthy, you're not broken. All of us are, I say this, we're all beautifully broken. We all have cracks. We all have trauma. It's that trauma that makes us unique, even though we're all the same. So anyway, how has Brendon's program helped me? Brendon's frameworks, doing the work, changing my mindset, putting into practice what is common knowledge and common sense and making it common practice has not only helped me get my algorithm solved, because I didn't do it by myself. I did not do it by myself, but I got the experts who'd already solved their algorithms to help me solve mine. And because I asked for help from the experts, I got there faster. And now I just cannot wait. I cannot wait to help other people get to solving theirs and finding the little increments of joy and happiness and relief and the fullness in your heart that you get along the way, they're intoxicating. You become addicted, and it propels you. It propels you to want to move forward. I don't know how anyone, and this is the reason why it works, I don't know how anyone who starts to wake up and feel that first hit of authentic love from yourself. That's the key. You gotta start loving yourself, because all of us have been loved by other people our entire lives. We just didn't recognize it, and we didn't believe it because we didn't love ourselves. And so that first hit that you get of self-love, you want more. And then once you truly love yourself, then you see all the opportunities for love and showing other people how to love themselves. It's amazing. And when you do, you don't tolerate anything less than love, because you can't help but be or want to be loving. We make mistakes sometimes because of our trauma and stuff like that. We do things that are not so loving, but that doesn't mean that we don't love. We can do things that are not so loving because we are human and still love. And that's something that was one of the aha moments for me, or some of the aha moments for me, is that realizing that your friends and family, which are the ones who we are generally triggered by the most because we are around them the most, we don't get triggered intentionally. Most of the time, we don't even realize we're being triggered. And it's not about us, it's their own trauma that, oftentimes. But when you realize that, for me, that your friends and family really love you, and that they're working through their algorithm too, you have so much grace. You have so much grace. And you have so much gratitude. And it's impossible to stay at a lower frequency or a lower level of energy, because we get there, but it feels so icky. It feels so icky compared to how great the joy, the happiness, the gratitude, the feeling worthy and feeling freaking boundless. You want to fix it quickly. So that's how working the frameworks and going through the program and doing everything, not perfectly. Let me just tell you, not perfect. I mess up. you got to figure out what works for you in your life. Because if it's causing you stress and you start to beat yourself up about, oh, I haven't journaled in 4 days. Okay, well, don't beat yourself up. You probably haven't journaled for 4 days because you're actually so busy enjoying your life, or you're out there meeting new people and helping and talking about or you're exercising now and you're outside and you're busy doing other things, you know, and you can't do everything perfectly. You know, there's a lot of areas we have to work on. We got to focus on the ones that are going to help us get to our get to our solution, get to our purpose. We've got to work on those things, you know, just like an algorithm. And I'm thinking math too, you know. I'm thinking math and what you do the easy parts first. You do the parts that, you know, a lot of people do the parts that they can get first out of the way so that they can spend the time that they need to spend on the difficult ones, you know, figuring it out. Or you got to make the main thing the main thing. And so sometimes that means you forget to journal. Sometimes you don't get enough sleep, you know, but it's not beating yourself up and stopping because you tripped. Get back up. It was just a trip. It wasn't even, you didn't even wipe out. It was just a little trip. But I don't even know if I answered the question. I just how has it changed my life? For the first time in my life, I am happy. I am happy. And I didn't realize that I haven't been happy for a very long time. I've had moments of happiness, but I am so happy, so grateful. I feel so blessed. People are noticing it. People are like, because I quit my job 3 months ago. And people said, I don't know what you're doing. Don't know what you're doing. But over the last couple of months, every time I've seen somebody, they're like, every time I see you, you're happy. You're smiling. You're glowing. You have tons of energy. There's a huge change. It's contagious. It is noticeable. We feel you when you walk in the room. People are actually starting to come up to me and tell me that. I'm having strangers come up to me and just start talking and sharing. doing the work with Brendon's help has changed my life. I know that you and I are going to meet each other, and I know that you and I are going to work and help heal so many people. But even if something happens and I never get to hug your neck, I feel your spirit, and I want to say thank you for helping me and being a teammate and being a partner and helping me find the solution to my algorithm so that I can help other people find theirs, because I believe that it's needed so badly, and I believe that we can help heal humanity and save lives. And I don't know if that was 5 minutes,